Okay, it's Friday, January 12th at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm changing the time zones. I started about 5 a.m. local time working, so I'm unapologetically leaving a couple of hours early on a Friday afternoon. We're heading solo to the island. It's been 4 or 5 weeks since I've been out on the boat. A few things got in the way, a little bout with COVID, working through the holidays with some non-boaters visiting, a couple of gales that moved through over weekends, one weekend with some super huge storm swells, and we had a gale warning just ending this morning or yesterday, so we had another one this week. But conditions for this weekend look to be pretty chill. And we have a 3-day weekend with the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. So looking forward to spending some time at the island. I didn't have a time this afternoon to rig for sailing, so I still have most of the canvas on at this point. Don't even have the halyard on the main. Usually kind of a no-no for me. I like to have the boat ready to put the sails up in case the engine quits. So knock on teak here. We should be good, but we're gonna likely be mostly motoring. I don't know, I feel a little bit of wind. It's only about 5 knots of true that I'm seeing at this point, so not gonna be much to sail over there. And we are definitely gonna be making a after sunset anchor. So we're gonna, by the time we get there, it's gonna be well into I guess the evening. We're gonna kick up the RPMs a little bit, get to our cruising RPMs of about 2200. Let me put a little more mustard on that. I'm not sure if this sailboat coming in is a non-such stayless rig. So it's a wishbone rig and there's no stays holding the mast up. I think they're usually carbon fiber. A little bit unconventional compared to this cutter rig, but you know, people that have them absolutely love them. Pretty good view of Catalina there. Good viz, 20 miles across plus. So, fortunately so far, I see a couple, I see a string here. It's not too bad with the lobster pots. I don't know if it's probably because it was rough weather and maybe people just haven't had a chance to get out yet. I mean, there's a little fishing boat out here, but we're going from Angel's Gate from LA Lighthouse. You see green here for the channel marker here. That's on our starboard side, so we'll head over towards that can. And we'll kind of stay on this side of the channel. Let's listen to the Coast Guard Small Craft Advisory that they just announced, which they do periodically. It's up north, so there's nothing down here that's active small craft advisory wise at the moment, which is kind of a first for a while actually. I expect it to be like this, you know, just a little rolly or whatever. Not a heck of a lot of wind. We'll be pretty much on the nose in the wind, I think, motoring unless we see a little bit of a shift. These guys are fishing an awful lot of buoys there. I wonder if these guys, I don't know if that's a net or what these guys are doing. So a little bit of a old man-itis. I'm looking at my chart plotter and I'm like, what's going on? Let's turn on the brightness. The brightness is up. What the hell? And I remember that my glasses get dark in the sunlight. Little cormorants. Not quite 5 p.m. We are coming up on sunset. Sun's getting big on the horizon. And we're still showing an ETA of It's a quarter till 7. We have 11.2 nautical miles left. I think we're gonna hit the Moonstone Cove anchorage. So it's 5:06 p.m. It's amazing when that sun starts going down how fast it starts cooling off. I saw 36 degrees at home this morning, and it got up to maybe 62 degrees, something like that back at home. So there's about a roughly 30 degree spread or so. I don't think there's going to be that much here on the water, but you can definitely feel it now. You know, I live for these golden hour moments. Look at the island there with the sun going down, kind of the glow behind Catalina. See a little tiny sliver of moon up. We got pretty clear skies. I can see at least one planet up there. So it's gonna be a clear night. 6 o'clock, we've got about 4.9 nautical miles to go. And if I look straight ahead, a little bit over to starboard. Wait for it. I can see a little blinking white light up there. That's Long Point. Long Point is kind of where we're headed.
Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum.
Well, here we are. A little after 7:30, and you know what time it is. It's Captain's Hour. Cheers, sailors. Good morning. It's about 5 a.m. Didn't sleep super well last night, but it's actually been pretty calm here at the anchorage over by Moonstone. Got the forced air diesel heater on right now. Been running it for a while. I think I've been up for the last, I don't know, probably since 3:30 or so. So it's nice and comfortable. I'm heating up some water, getting ready to have some coffee, and then gonna log in, check out the weather forecast for today, see what's going on with the wind. Wouldn't mind trying to get some sailing in. I think the plan for today is going to be to go over to Two Harbors and drop the hook. Rendezvous with sailing vessel Ohana and sailing vessel Stoked. So expect a couple of friends to go. Think they're both going to go to Two Harbors. I was debating on Cat Harbor on the back side of the island. Maybe I'll head there tomorrow since we've got a 3-day weekend. 6:15. The sun is slowly starting to come up. Look at this little gentle rolling. I hear some bait fish in the water right now. And this is kind of what we came in with. So yesterday I was joking about old man itis and wondering why my chart plotter was dim when I had my damn glasses getting shady. And then this is not operator error, but this chart plotter, when at night when you come in, if you have it turned all the way dim in the morning, if you forget to turn it back up, you can't read it. So I actually had to like take my little jacket here, my little fleece, and drape it over the chart plotter so I can see it to turn the lights on and make it a little bit brighter. But we're gonna go ahead and fire up the engine and pull anchor here. See our anchor? Clean. Woo, look at that. Piece of cake. All right, so a little view here. So you really only had, there was a catamaran out here, so including us, we only had 4 boats at anchor, spread out from Moonstone over towards Long Point. And 2 sailboats at mooring. And the rest are just little, like that little runabout there. There was a couple of those tied up, and that's it. See if we can raise Ohana on 6-9er. Ohana, keel dragger. All right, we don't get this in a sec. We'll try channel 16. Ohana, keel dragger.
This is Ohana, keel dragger, switching to 6-9. Over.
6-9er.
This is Ohana, come in, keel dragger.
Hey, good morning. I think I see you out there. Just past another little small power boat. Are you getting ready to? Over.
We are moving pretty slow. We're doing 4.4 knots. We are pretty far back. I don't see any power boats. Over.
Oh, that must be another sailboat. I just hauled up, so I'm headed to Two Harbors, so I'll probably be a little ahead of you. I think I'll be there when you get there. Over.
Roger that. We'll look out for you. I don't see you yet, so we'll look out for your mast. Over.
All right, copy that. Did you guys see any whales yesterday? Over.
I saw 2 spouts, and then some dolphins were really fun. But I saw 2 spouts in the distance, but did not go chase them. Over.
I had to bear off a little bit. This guy just sitting here taking a nap. See those fins sticking out? So I can hear sea lions coming up every once in a while for a breath next to the boat. So a little stopping point along the way between White Cove, Avalon, White Cove, the Two Harbors is Goat Harbor, and I've never actually anchored here. Always wanted to, so I would come by and have a closer look. This is Goat Harbor, and we are right now, looks like we're kind of close to the rocks relatively. We're sitting in 150 feet of water right here, which tells me that if I'm anchoring here, I'm likely gonna have to drop a stern anchor. I can see where there's like a real shallow kind of shelf where the water gets lighter up there, and I'm guessing that's kind of a big change. All right, I think this is little Gibraltar or Cabrillo. Now I'm forgetting the name of this anchorage here, but you can sneak in here, and some people will kind of sneak in by that rock and throw a stern anchor. So I'll have to look this one up. Apologies, I forget the name of this one. I will post at the bottom the name. Just heard someone on the radio say that they saw orcas. Not sure where these guys are hailing from, but got a pretty good signal. So get like these transient orcas. They've been around for like the last month or so. And the whale watching boats and stuff have been getting pretty good shots of them, including feeding on like sea lions and dolphins and stuff. It's just kind of nature. But I was gonna say once in a lifetime, I'd say it'd be first in my lifetime of seeing orcas out in the wild out here. All right, here we are. There's Two Harbors. There's Bird Rock. Over to starboard, Shiprock, and we're kind of headed towards Emerald Bay. I'm looking at, if I look in the distance a little bit to port, you won't be able to see it, is the buoy or marker for Eagle Reef, so we'll stay on the outside of that. All right, I see a boat over there at Eagle Rock. They've got the diver down flag going, so I'm not going to go over there and drop the hook if they've got divers in the water. Shiprock in front of us now, yet again, and Bird Rock in front of us over to starboard. So we are cruising around and headed into Two Harbors. All right, we're at the Isthmus. Cherry Cove, 4th of July Harbor, moorings at the Isthmus. We're gonna anchor over here to port a little bit. 10:42 a.m. We are down at the Isthmus 2 harbors, and maybe a smidge close to the moorings. We're fine. Down in 82 feet with about 300 feet of chain out. I think this is where we're gonna sit, at least for the next maybe 24 hours, maybe 48-ish. We'll see if we want to go to Cat Harbor tomorrow. Here's Katie and Carmen coming in hot from Avalon on their Cal 27-2. Always a little more work to get the dinghy deployed, well, with the engine, when there's a little bit of a roll or swell. Keel dragger standing tall. Look at how unbelievably crowded the dinghy dock is this time of year. That's it. There's like nobody here right now. So the bar, the restaurant, nothing's open. Except for the little general store or whatever. So you get some stuff in there if you need it. So we just grabbed a couple of beers and set out, and I chatted with Katie and Carmen on SV Ohana. Had a nice chat, and we are gonna go fire up the dink and head back to the boat. Good morning, 6 a.m. Sunday. Boy, I am a light sleeper. I did not sleep well last night. Rolls weren't terrible, but they're they're not super pronounced, but every once in a while you get a good one. But I mean, overall, it's not super bad here. It's about kind of par for the course of what you usually get at 2 harbors. I'm debating on whether to roll over to Cat Harbor tomorrow or this morning and stay there tonight. But got some plans to do a little hike on the island. So I may just hang out here and just do one more night. If I get tired enough today, I won't have any problems sleeping, so I'm not too worried about that. So one thing I've been doing is I've been running this S-Bar diesel heater, fair amount, so it's like super comfortable in here. I've had the Starlink on all night, so I'm just it's the biggest power hog on the whole boat. So I've got that going. I've got my laptop. Electronics, everything kind of turned on right now. I'm just trying to pull the batteries down just because I've never really pulled them down that far. Wanted to see how things work. I think the most I pull the batteries down is maybe less than 300 amp hours, I'm pretty sure. So we're at negative 210 right now. We'll kind of keep things running. I'm going to try and maybe pull her down another 100 or so amp hours in this next day. I've got 600 amp hours total. Cooking with keel dragger. A little rolly here this morning, but we're going to go ahead and just make a breakfast burrito. So I got a tortilla. I'm going to heat that up. We'll make a couple eggs, throw some cheese, throw some sauce on it, and that's it. So it's going to go pretty quick. So I'm actually going to heat up the tortilla first. I know it'll cool off a little bit by the time it's done. So we just stick this on the stove. We'll try and burn our fingers a little bit while we're at it. Flip it over and do it dry. That's burning my fingers. Next thing we'll do is we'll throw a little butter in this. We'll start heating up this pan. We're going to throw a little butter in the pan, and then we'll do the eggs. All right, butter's melting. Now you won't see me crack the eggs because I will have eggshells all over the place if I'm trying to film at the same time. But I'll just say this: if I had guests on board, I would mix the eggs up and make it a little bit more presentable. Since it's just me and it's less dishes, I'm just going to crack the eggs and scramble them in the pan without adding any, anything to them. But I think we're ready to do the eggs here, so let me get started on that. All right, now we're just gonna mix this stuff up a little bit with the spatula. All right, these are good enough. We'll transfer them to our tortilla here. Okay, now we're gonna throw a little cheese in here. And a little salsa. And then, I don't know, this is kind of a two-hand operation here. Cracked pepper. All right, there you have it. Breakfast was good. We're gonna take a shower. So, it can be a little bit of an adventure on the boat. It's actually, well, we've been here for a day, and hot water is heated. I can heat it with shore power, with AC power, but typically running the engine will heat up the water. And since we haven't done that, got a 6-gallon hot water tank on Keel Dragger. That means we're going to deal with whatever hot water we can get. I just did the dishes, so I can tell you that the water is lukewarm. So we're gonna take a lukewarm shower, and it's, I don't know what it is, in the 50s right now. So maybe low 50s outside. I haven't checked the temperature yet, but I'm gonna guess it's in that range. So you'll be a little bit cold. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna turn on the shower sump. What happens is when you do the shower, you run a pump, and the pump will pump the water out of the bottom floor. So I'll get a couple things in order. Now, one thing that'll help a little bit and take a little bit of the edge off is I have the boat all heated up because I've been running the diesel heater. So it's nice and actually already warm in here, so it's not freezing in here to begin with. I keep this garbage bag is for paper waste, so we don't flush paper down the head. So this is all good to go. Here's my shower. I'm only going to turn on hot because there isn't enough cold to make a difference, and then I can kind of modulate what kind of I can turn the water on and off here with the little hand set shower. So that's pretty nice because that'll help me conserve water when I'm taking a shower, or whoever else, so you're just not running it out. And then this little pull switch right here is for you hear that? So I'll turn that on as I prepare to shower. So that'll pump all the shower stuff overboard while I'm taking the shower, and then that's really about all there is to it. All right, great success. Water was lukewarm. I didn't get cold at all. I mean, it was warm. It's better than lukewarm. I wish, a little jealous of the people that have a dedicated shower versus a wet head, but this is kind of the aftermath afterwards. Everything's wet inside of there. After I get dressed, I'll open up the port lights and let it vent a little bit of that steam out. But great success. 20 after 9. This beautiful morning. It was a little overcast when I woke up. The sun's out. A few clouds here and there, that's okay. We'll head in for a little bit of a hike. Looking forward to it. Got the engine pretty much warmed up. See this thing bouncing around a little bit. It's always a little bit easier when everything's kind of stable for getting on the boat and everything else. Plus everything's wet. Approaching Ohana. All right, what's the fishing report? I've got no pictures of fish, no pictures of lobster. I'm a little disappointed. This may or may not be the Banning house here on the trail. 1.2 miles in. I think we've been going straight up. 891 feet of elevation. You can See, over there's a little harbor, Shark Harbor over that way. As we pan around Cat Harbor, we're gonna go up to that lookout. And then there's the Isthmus, 2 harbors down there. You can see Bird Rock and Ship Rock. And somewhere underneath our view, hopefully, is Keel Dragger. Now you can see Keel Dragger out there just right off these moorings coming into view. I was getting excited. We're at 900 feet. I'm like, see the overlook, and then as we get closer, this big dip. Beautiful view here of Cat Harbor and the Isthmus on the other side. Great vantage point here. In this little, I forget the name of this little basin in here, but I think it's the Ningpo at low tide. You used to be able to see the wreckage. It was like a Chinese junk. I think it may have been brought out here the early 1900s or something like that. Bird's eye view here over Cat Harbor, but you see Santa Barbara Island in the distance, and then there's a little rock off of that, Sutil Island. So it was a little bit clearer. You'd have a pretty good view. That island actually looks larger than I thought it would from this vantage point. And then San Clemente Island's back that way. We're just bouncing around. It's about 3:30. I'm gonna haul the dink out of the water. It gets a little rolly here. I don't think it's gonna get much better. We've got a little wind now kind of coming one way, and the swells are coming the other way. Make it a little bouncy, but you can kind of see the dink there floating around. All right, the dinghy is on deck, so now we relax for the evening. Maybe we'll watch a dumb movie or something. About 5:15. The breeze right now is keeping us at, you know, maybe 30 degrees off the swell. So the swells are coming in this way, and the breeze is, you know, maybe 35 degrees or so. 45, I don't know, just eyeballing it here. But that means that we get this stupid kind of rocking motion all night, and that's the issue, or an issue, with anchoring here at 2 harbors on single hook, which is your boat's more likely going to point into the wind, not into the waves that are coming in. And even if they're not that big, they're going to, you know, it's going to be a little bit wonky. The further east that you go, and that's Little Fisherman's in there. If you get around the other side of these moorings, you can get in, you know, like at 30 feet or whatever back there by the beach. But, you know, what most people will do is they will put a stern anchor towards the beach with the anchor kind of facing this way to keep the boat pointed towards the waves. And that's actually more important than keeping your boat pointed to wind, I think, here, to make it comfortable. All right, cooking with Keel Dragger, dinner time. Another, shall I say, not fancy meal. We're just gonna make a simple burrito. I browned some, it's way more than I'm gonna eat. I'll package the rest, but some ground beef with some taco seasoning, some Stater Brothers refried beans. They have jalapenos in them, and we'll throw a little bit of cheese and a little bit of sauce on them. That's it. Super easy. This is like a really quick, kind of easy meal. If I was hungrier, I'd make rice and probably some vegetables, but I'm not super hungry tonight, so that's what we're going to go with. All right, there you have it. 5:15 a.m. Noah is National Weather Service is telling us east 5 to 10 knots, becoming west 10 knots in the afternoon. Wind waves 2 feet or less. West swell 3 to 5 at 10 seconds. Patchy fog in the morning. So maybe a little rolly out there without much wind. So I don't know if we're going to get much sailing or not as we get out there. I think it's going to be pretty light. I guess big concern would be the radar or the fog. I'm gonna take a look outside, see what the situation is. We got any fog out there or not. We are likely gonna haul anchor and probably depart about 5:30 a.m. My battery situation, so I've been trying to do a deeper pull. We've pulled 426 amp hours out of the batteries on this 3-day weekend. Running Starlink, which is a big power drain, and I've been, charging up my laptop and everything. So running the diesel forced air diesel heater, so I've been really super liberal with all my power consumption deliberately, just to see how far we could run it. Looking at my solar, so I only have 250 watts, 225 watt panels, and Saturday and Sunday both. I think Saturday was 510 watt hours and yesterday was 500 watt hours. So about roughly, 500 watt hours for those two panels a day during kind of these mostly sunny. There's a few little clouds and stuff like that. Weather here during the winter. I'll see double that in the summer. But, it's not enough to keep up for long periods of time. Now, if I wasn't running Starlink and all that stuff, I could run, pretty easily with a week without having to worry about running the engine or anything to charge the batteries to catch up. But if I conserved, I could get another day here on the hook. All right, I think we're off the ground. Oh, shit, got a little spillage here. Or castling. Got a little castling runaway and it just went right over the fucking gypsy. That sucked. Yeah. Well, that castling didn't help. That's 300 feet plus a little bit of line. Now I'm gonna have to get this line in. That sucks. All right, let's turn this shit off. So my plan is do a little rolling hitch here and pull the line straight. If I need to, I can use a winch at the mast. Won't be too far down, and then pull the chain on, and then once I got her on, I'll tighten up the gypsy and start pulling the chain in and not repeat this act of stupidity. Good news is there's very little wind. Won't be able to film this because I'll have to tail it with one hand because I use this thick line, but we'll see how this trick works. So I'll explain a little bit what happened here. There's a safety line made out of rope line that ties to the end of the chain. So in an emergency you can cut it. The problem is if you're an asshole and you let all the chain out accidentally and you let it run away from you, it's hard to get that rope, the chain, back on the windlass. So it's a series of rolling hitches around that line in the chain until you can get it around the gypsy so you can use the windlass again. And thankfully it's calm conditions. Otherwise it'd be more dangerous to have that run away from you than it would actually to have. I'm going to shorten the line and put it just below the deck. I know some people may frown on that, but I would have been able in an emergency if I had to cut it. I think that's less risk for me than just let the chain run away. Nobody's fault but my own, but still, shit. It's some work. And it takes time to get it back set up again. I also want to note that this is what happened when Captain Dumbass anchors in close to 90 feet of water. 30 feet of chain, I would have been able to pull it in by hand. It's about, it's almost 7 o'clock, just 5 till. Sun is coming up and looking beautiful. Forgot to say adios to 2 harbors. Pretty clear out, visibility is good. I can see land. 8 a.m. update, we're a little past mid-channel. We've got about 8.8 nautical miles to the gate. Still light wind, seeing 5.5 knots of true. Kind of right on the nose, so not much wind to speak of. So the sails are still down, we're still motoring. We are just about ready to enter the southbound shipping lanes. No shipping traffic of concern at the moment. We'll keep an eye on anything coming out of Angel's Gate. Other than that, looks like it's going to be pretty clear. Sun is out, visibility is good. I can see land from here, not too bad. Still see a little bit of the island and the dip there where the Isthmus is. So far so good. We'll keep trucking along. All right, just a few minutes before 9:30, and we're at Angel's Gate.